everyone, and welcome to another episode of Millennium Live. My name is Kaylee Allen, and I'm very excited to be joined today by Lior Yaari, who is the co-founder and CEO at Grip Security. Lior, how is your day going?
Going very well. Thank you, Kylie, and great to see you again.
Yeah, great to see you. It's always a pleasure working with you and your team, and I'm excited to sit down and chat a little bit more about Grip Security with our audience as well. So I guess just to start off, can you give our listeners a background as to who you are, maybe what your career has looked like up to this point?
Yeah, happily. So hello, everyone. Happy you're listening. My name is Lior Yaari. I'm the CEO at Grip Security. Right now, you can see the traffic of Tel Aviv behind me, based in Tel Aviv, Israel. Originally started my career in cybersecurity about 11 years ago in the Israeli military intelligence, being an officer for about 7 years. Hopped between different startups in the cyber industry after I've left, and landed eventually as a security investor, working for the biggest security-only VC in the world, Wild Ventures, as the CTO at the age of 26. And then after about a year of looking for SaaS security solutions as a venture, not only myself, I've decided it's time to build something that works and fixes the problem that we see as a security investor investing in security startups, and that our CISO advisors were looking for, which led me to Grip Security, and I joined with two of my very talented and technical friends from the military service, founding Grip, doing that for the last year and a half.
Great. Well, it's a very impressive career in a short span of time. So it'll be exciting to see where Grip leads from here. So can you give our listeners a rundown of what Grip is and what Grip does?
Yeah, definitely. So Grip is an essential part of the modern security stack. It's a SaaS security control plane solution. And we see the internet becoming the new network, the identity becoming the new choke point or barrier or enforcement point for organizations to separate between the data, the processes, the production environment, and the users. Not only the users, also adversaries that want to hack them or attack them in any way. And with the barrier of adoption today for SaaS applications being basically a sign-up form, most of the organizational IT and systems is not hosted in what people mistakenly call as the cloud. The private cloud is only 20% of what we use. 80% of what we use is out there in systems like GitHub and Mercado and Screaming Frog, and names that most people won't recognize because there is this explosion of different apps that each business unit is using. And if you count them, you see that the average organization, even a company with 500 employees, is using hundreds of different solutions on a daily basis, and they need to discover, prioritize, orchestrate, and secure all of them and at scale, which is something you cannot do without an automated system. So this is where Grip comes in, again, as a SaaS security control plane, and we solve this problem end-to-end to all of our customers.
Interesting. Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. I definitely can see where that need is. And you touched on it a little bit, but can you give us an idea of the threat landscape that CISOs are facing today, right now?
Definitely. So if you look at the traditional paradigm of how the organizational security architecture looked like, companies were building a wall. They had the crown jewels inside, and they were building firewalls and CASBs and other legacy solutions around it, so that it would be hard for people to come in, and it would be hard for people leaving the organization to maintain the access they had inside. So if you had an employee leaving your company 15 years ago, they would automatically lose access to everything they were using. Today, in order for a new application to come into the organization, it doesn't have to go into the network. The identity of the specific user or team or group is going out to a third-party system on the internet. So the threat landscape has expanded from things that I own to things that I use, which means every application used out there, almost by definition, is exposed to password vulnerabilities, password duplications, phishing. That's one. When someone leaves the company, they retain access to every system that where they want manually removed from. That's two. And then when there's a security breach, if you look at what's often called the SaaS bomb, SaaS bill of materials, or the SaaS supply chain threat, if an app is breached, the first question CISOs are asking today is not what's the risk to me, is do I have users using this app?
Mhm.
And as they don't have the tools to know the answer for it, they need a solution that can help them solve those challenges end to end. Understand where data is going, maintain access policies that are enforced on the modern workforce, whether they're working from the office or from a coffee shop or from home. And do that in a way that adapts not only to your 15 applications that you know about, but to the 1,000 applications that people are using without you to have to, without the security team having to manually chase down people and applications all day.
Got it. So even if they're using an application that is not through the company per se, you're still able to secure those.
So yes, but it is through the company per se. I'll give you an example. The second most used app for financial teams is Avalara. Second most popular. And if you show this to CISOs, they won't have an idea what the app is. I don't know what the app is doing, honestly. I just know it's very popular. It's according to a research done by a company called Blissfully that was recently acquired 2 years ago. Now, every business unit has 15 apps that you never heard their name as a marketing professional, or myself as a security professional, or the CISO as a security professional, but they are business apps that the business adapts, bypassing existing controls and introducing risk. So a financial system, as an example, can approve payments to external accounts. If this is being hacked, someone can steal money from your company and you didn't know the app exists and you weren't able to proactively chase it because most security teams and IT teams have no idea what the needs of the different organizations are.
Interesting. That makes a lot of sense. That's a huge challenge and for the organizations as a whole. Can you tell me a little bit more about what makes Grip unique? Why do organizations come to you specifically?
Definitely. So SaaS is the company's longest unguarded border. There's thousands of apps out there. And in order to actually secure them all, what you need is a system that can scale. If we ask you to manually connect us to every application, it wouldn't work. If we ask you to manually tell us what the applications are, it wouldn't work. So the unique piece about Grip is that we've built a novel technology that can find every app, every user within 15 minutes of the customer's time. So
Wow.
no intrusive technologies, no proxies, no agents. We integrate our system, and then we find everything in the most accurate, most actionable, and fastest solution path out there. And we've compared ourselves to every solution out there.
Mm-hmm.
Once we do that, we can start assessing the risk to the organization and then continuously reduce risks around usage of applications, not by blocking them. People often think of blocking an app as the solution, but your employees are actually using the app. What you need to do is to reduce the risk of continuously using the application. So we do that with automation, integrations, and actionability. And this is materially different than every value proposition of a SaaS security solution that is out there today.
Interesting. Yeah. So it sounds like you're bringing something really unique to the market.
I think so.
I guess it's easy for you to say that too. But Lior, it's always great chatting with you. I'd love to end by hearing any sort of last thoughts that you want to add, maybe a message to CISOs or any sort of last words that you want to get in?
No, definitely. I think what we learned is that visibility is not the essential part of a good solution. Visibility is important, but it can create liability. The essential piece that we're introducing is actionability. So know about your problem and click a button to fix it. Looking at security solutions, this is what CISOs should look for. Not necessarily introducing a new concept to all of the forward-thinking CISOs out there. I guess they'll agree. But then looking at your existing landscape, SaaS is a big problem that is only growing. So 30% growth year over year for applications for the last 10 years, 30% budget growth as well. And if you're investing 50% of your IT budget in applications on the internet, it might be a good time to start securing them as well.
I think that's a great way to end our episode today. Lior, thanks so much for being here. Always great to chat with you. And thank you so much to our listeners for tuning in today.